Hello, my name is Isaiah, and in this video we're going to talk about the GTX 1650. This is the newest card from NVIDIA's lineup. In my hand I have the MSI Gaming X Edition, which would be the fastest model that MSI offers. We're going to take it apart, we're going to check out benchmarks, we're going to see how it performs and what it's going against. So stick around. Alright, on to the unboxing. I already have the video card done for the written review. The video is a little bit late, so I've already taken this out of the box, but we can kind of find out what's in the box. It's going to be a little bit harder on hand, so I'll cut away here a few times. The first thing you're greeted with is this kind of booklet. If you're not familiar with MSI, they always have this pretty much in every box. I hope I still have all of it. You got the driver CD. This is always good. You got the coasters. They pop these out, and it's like kind of like drinkable coasters. This is kind of the installation guide, but they're all kind of drawings, and it's by Lucky the Dragon. And they're actually pretty cool. So that's kudos to MSI for doing that. And then the video card itself. Look at that magic. The video card itself. It has a Twin Phoser 7 design. That's in a lot of the modern MSI cards. This is the beefy model. This particular one does not have RGB lights on it. The little panel right here, this just glows white. A little bit of disappointment there, but not a total loss. This just doesn't light up. So I don't know if the components aren't there. I did take it apart. I don't know if the components aren't there or it's just disabled. That stuff I'm not too familiar with, but this lights up, and kind of like the little plastic right there doesn't light up. This card also has supplemental power. It's using a 6-pin PEG connector PCI bus right here. That supports 75 watts. So if you are in the market for a video card that doesn't need extra power, this might not be the best card for you. When I did my testing in the written review, you can see that about 85 watts is what I saw this card drawing. So really, this connector is only using 15 watts. It shouldn't be a big deal for any computer that you're taking extra power from. Of course, the fans have a great. Cooler is just amazing. It's always been that way. And then as far as the back goes, there is no backplate. It has the screen printing of the Dragon here, and all the little components are exposed. They're trying to keep it budget friendly and also give you the maximum performance you can get from a video card. So I can't fault them for skipping a little bit of things like a backplate, especially if the computer is a closed case, or really, since it doesn't light up very much, you're not going to be noticing it. So let's get into the actual graphs and benchmarks and see how this card performs against its competition.
First on our benchmarks is 3D Mark's Time Spy. MSI GTX 1650 pulls in last. Next to that is the 1060 and AMD RX 570. When you overclock them, all three are about 200-300 points higher up on the scale, which kind of gives an indication of what is to come for the rest of the benchmarks. Next is Apex Legend. Max settings, the MSI 1650 comes in last at 66 frames. On average, 1650 comes at 67 frames, and the RX 570 comes in at 69 frames. Then under Fortnite, the 1650, 62 frames, RX 570, 64 frames, and the 1060, 76 frames. On to Diablo 3, all the video cards I tested are all pretty high. Notably, the 1650 falls right in the middle of the pack at 125 frames on average. Battlefield 5, medium settings, the 1650 falls at the bottom of the list for the contemporary cards, 61 frames on average, and the RX 570, 76 frames on average. When it comes to overclocking the memory, I got 800 megahertz boost. It's using Micron memory, GDDR5. As far as actually clock speeds go, NVIDIA reference numbers for boosting is 1665. MSI's card is referenced at 1860 megahertz. When I actually tested it, I got about 1950 on average. Sometimes it dropped to 1940, but really that is where the card always sat at under gaming load. And then after overclocking it, 2040 was my standard. Once in a while I got 2050, sometimes I got a little bit lower, but almost always 2040 is where the card sat at the most. The chart in front of you here shows the percentage of how faster each card is relative to the 1650. This graph is very subjective because it's based on the benchmarks I ran, based on the settings I used, and based on the frame rate I got from each game. So this won't work for anybody else, but it's showing me that the RX 570 from AMD is 5.4% faster. The GTX 960 from 3 or 4 years ago is about 27% slower, and the 1060 is 5.89% faster, once again based on the benchmarks I ran. So both the 1060 and RX 570 are faster than the 1650, but they don't cost the same amount. Alright, so we tested the card. You saw in the benchmarks that this card is not the best performer for the price. It currently retails like $150 is what NVIDIA set for it, and this card is $179. I think all the partners are going to have a little bit higher than the reference cost because NVIDIA didn't release a reference model, so it's up to basically the partners to release their versions, their coolers, their designs, which kind of raises the cost. Now there is most cards, like I know MSI has it, a base model is $150 or so, but still you're looking at price is not the best. Only reason to really buy that card is if you are an NVIDIA fan, or say you had an NVIDIA card in your computer. This is the old GTX 770. You know, this is very bulky, it's heavy, it takes a lot of power. It's a few generations behind, and say this card is now failing on you. This is also a 2 gig model, and of course the card 1650 is a 4 gigabyte card. If that's happening to you, you know, it might be as simple as just dropping $150, $170, and just buying a replacement. You already have the ecosystem set up. You don't want to switch to AMD. Maybe you just are just a fan of NVIDIA, or you just like your setup and you don't want to make it complicated. And then we have the RX 570 from AMD. This sucker right here costs $140 right now on Newegg, Amazon. You can probably get it cheaper if you want to go on eBay. I think I actually bought this card right here on eBay for $80. You know, $80 is not expensive. I know a lot of people don't want to buy used products, so that's why I mentioned Newegg and Amazon both sell these, if you're in the United States, for about $140 right now. It might be cheaper, they might be going down in price, it might be emptying stock. And to give you a reference, this is 5.4% faster in the benchmarks I ran. 5.4% faster than the GTX 1650. What is the downside of this? This thing is power hungry and very loud. When I had it overclocked, I could hear it through my headphones. It is not a video card if you are looking for a quiet computer. The RX series from from AMD have always been loud. They're loud cars, they're power hungry, they don't particularly overclock very well for relative to what they come out of the box. Usually AMD puts them pretty high up already when they come out of the box. You have two cards here. One's whisper quiet, one's loud. One costs more, one costs less. One's faster, one's slightly slower. So really it comes down to your preference and really what you want to put in your computer. You know, I can't recommend buying the GTX 1650 unless you have a reason to. I can recommend MSI. Their cooler design is always great. They have custom PCB, so it's definitely designed with integrity in mind. It's designed to last a long time. I have never had issues with MSI over the years. Everybody has different opinions, but I've always liked MSI for their RMA support. I like their just tech support. I like their design of the boards. I like their coolers. Really, MSI always tries to achieve the best they can in their products.
Now that's why the price is a little bit higher, but what you get out of it is, you know, the MSI brand, the MSI logo, the MSI touch. I definitely know there's cheaper cards out there, but if you're going to buy the GTX 1650, I would definitely go with the MSI card. So thanks for checking out my video. I know it's a little bit long and ramble, a lot of graphs. If you kind of skip to the end, you can check out the written review. It goes into more detail about this card and just GTX 1650 overall. As always, thanks for watching. Definitely leave some comments, let us know how we're doing, and what other content you want to see in the future. I'm a little black kitty cat. My name's Isaiah. I like reviews. I'm super cool. I'm looking at nothing in the sky. I'm kinda stupid. My nickname is Trash Panda. I like to eat anything there is in the house, including power cords. I wink at people sometimes. What are you doing, Banshee?